So in our last session, we understood the introduction part on SAP GTS, and today it will be the first session. So let's start our discussion. In our last session, what we understood is that SAP GTS is a standalone system. It is a new dimensional module. If it is a standalone system, it means what? It means that it is not part of our EC system, or even it is not part of our S4 system. Right? So this is, let's say, ECC. This is S4. It will be a separate system always. Now, second thing, we also understood that we don't create data directly in SAP GTS system. Why? Because generally our international trade is nothing but logistics process, right? Either we are shipping goods out of the country, or we are purchasing something from different country. So there is a goods movement. So we don't create any data directly in SAP GTS system. And let's say when it comes to the sales part, let's say if our customer is placing an order, right? So we need to get a sales order. And then based on that sales order, we'll deliver the goods and finally we'll send them invoice so that they can make payment, which is nothing but SAP SD module, right? In a similar way, if we want to purchase something, then we need to create a purchase order in our SAP system with the so and so vendors. And then when our vendor confirm movement of the goods, they will send some kind of shipping notification. Based on that, we can create an inbound delivery. And when we receive goods physically, we need to perform GR. So this, what is this process? Is nothing but purchasing process. That is SAP MM module. It means that in order to use SAP GTS system, we need to send the sales related information to SAP GTS, even purchase related information to SAP GTS. So we can send this data from any system, right? But generally our logistics data belong to either ECC or let's say S4. So we need to send this data to SAP GTS system. If our feeder system is ECC, so what is feeder system? That is also be understood. Feeder system is nothing but the system who is feeding data to SAP GTS system. So for SAP GTS, other systems are called as a feeder system, right? Because they are feeding data. So which data we are feeding? From the export side, we are feeding them sales document, right? We are sending outbound delivery. We are sending billing document, correct? Please ignore this spelling mistake. Then we are creating a purchasing document, purchase order, let's say. We can send inbound delivery and we can send GR, material document. So these are the 6 transactional data which we need to send from our feeder system to SAP GTS system. And since we are creating these logistics data in ECC or S4 only, so in most of the clients will also observe our feeder system would be ECC or S4 only. Why I'm saying this? Because you can also observe that probably our client will not have any SAP system. Probably they will not be using any ECC. So it means our feeder system will be non-SAP system, or they will be sending data from, let's say, CRM system, or they can send data from EWM or TM. But mainly our logistic process belong to ECC or S4. So in most of the cases, ECC or S4 would be our feeder system always. But the question here is, since these are all three are different systems, so how do we send data, right? How do we send data? So we need to send data by means of remote function call. So unless we have a communication between both the systems, we cannot send data from this system to this system. Or in a similar way, if let's say feeder system is S4, in order to send data from S4 to GTS, here also we should have a RFC connection. So by means of remote function call only, we establish the communication part between our feeder system and SAP GTS system. So let's understand the communication part. Now, one important point that in real time, generally, the RFC connection is done by basis team. Functional consultants are not, generally they are not allowed to maintain this, or even we can say we won't have access for most of the transactions. But still you can get opportunity in some of the project where they can ask you to complete all these processes. So still, even it is a basis team job, it is it is our responsibility to know each and everything. So being a functional consultant, we must know the RFC connection as well. So let's discuss RFC connection. So I'm into SAP ECC. So for recognition purpose, my system AET 800 is belongs to ECC, and AET 200 belongs to GTS. Okay, AET 200 belongs to SAP GTS. So first, since we are sending data from ECC to GTS, so we need to have this RFC connection in SAP ECC only. So how to configure that? Let's understand. So first we need to use our GTS area menu transaction code in our SAP ECC. And what is transaction code? We understood that the T code is /SAP SLL/menu_legal R3. This is correct transaction code, but if we say enter, system will not allow us to use, because we must use prefix /n always, /n/ this particular transaction code. So this is GTS area menu. From this GTS area menu, we have multiple tabs. We can see documents, master data, recovery, initial transfer of document, initial transfer of master data, and basic settings. We'll discuss these tabs one by one. As of now, we need to go to basic settings. And under basic settings, here we can see we have system connection to SAP GTS. So these are the 5 steps which we need to perform in order to have the RFC connection from ECC to GTS, or in order to send data from ECC to GTS. So first step is define logical system. What is logical system? One thing we all understood that here 2 systems are involved. ECC.
Don't forget to subscribe our channel and click on bell icon to update yourself with latest SAP videos.
As a sender system, GTS as a receiver system. As of now, let's say our feeder system is not on S4, right? So our feeder system is on ECC. So we need to send data from ECC to GTS. So we are doing this configuration under ECC system only. So here 2 systems are involved: ECC as a sender, GTS as a receiver. In fact, these both the systems should know each other. Like I should know about you, you should know about me. So these 2 systems should also know each other. ECC system should know that yes, I need to send data to GTS, or sometimes GTS system should also know that I need to send data to ECC. So we can differentiate them by defining unique name for both the systems. So in the first step, define logical systems, we need to define unique name for both the systems. One for ECC and the other one is for GTS. So whenever we need to define logical system name, or we can say unique name for both the systems, SAP recommends one specific naming convention. And the naming convention which we generally use is system name followed by CLNT followed by client number. Okay, so this will be our naming convention for logical systems. So let's say for our ECC, if we need to define unique name, we need to define them as a logical system. As per our system, as per this system, we can say system name is AET and client number is 800. So by using this specific naming convention, we can define as AET system name followed by CLNT and then client number 800. So this will be logical system for ECC. So in the first step, we need to define logical system for both the system, sender system as well as receiver system. So for sender system, logical system would be AET CLNT 800. In a similar way, for GTS, it should be AET CLNT 200, right? Because we have seen that in GTS also, our system name is AET, but client number is 200. So this will be the GTS logical system. So let's define that. We will go to define logical system. The table is cross client. I hope you all know what is table is cross client. And then here we need to define unique name for both the systems. Let's go to new entries. So logical system of ECC can be AET CLNT 800, Here we can give some description. Let's say ECC logical system, and here we can give AET CLNT 200, that is GTS logical system. Even though it is just recommendation by SAP, but still we are free to give any name. We can give any name, right? So in this system, we have given some different names, right? In the system which we are using, in the system, our ECC logical system name is T90 CLNT 090. T90 CLNT 090. This is our ECC, that is feeder system logical system. So this one, T90 CLNT 090 is the ECC1 logical system. And GTS logical system name is T90 CLNT 200. This is the GTS logical system. So in the first step, we are defining unique name for both the systems. But coming to most important point, we all know SAP landscape, right? In general, we will have development system. Let's say what name I can give, DR1. Then we can have quality system, QR1, and we have PR1, production system. So whatever landscape our feeder system is following, GTS system must follow the same system landscape. So if this is the ECC logical system, or GTS landscape would also be, let's say we can say DG1, QG1, and PG1. Now what we are doing, we are just defining the communication part. So that let's say if you are creating any data in the system, data can be transferred to this system. If you are creating any data in QR1, data must transfer to QG1. Similarly, if you are creating something in PR1, data must be transferred to PG1. In our lower systems, like in quality and production, customization is not required. I mean, it's not allowed. We are not allowed to do any kind of customization. So if we are doing the system communication in the development for this and this system, what about other systems? And assume in DR1 also we have two clients, right? One client can be for, let's say, a configuration, which we can say where we need to do configuration, and one client we can say DR1, let's say 110 is for the unit test. So GTS system also follow the same naming convention, same landscape, DG1 100 and then DG1 110. So whenever we are doing communication part, we must transfer data from all feeder system to their respective receiver system. So that is the reason, since configurations are not allowed in other systems, when we are defining the logical system in this step, we must define logical system for each and every system. It means we need to define logical system for development, one client, development for another client, for QR1, and even for PR1. So if we take this as an example, total we need to define 8 logical systems in this system. 4 logical systems from the sender point of view, and another 4 logical systems from the receiver system points of view. So exactly same naming convention, what we are following. Let's say for quality, or let's say for another client, we can give name as DR1 CLNT 110, QR1 CLNT, let's say 200, PR1 CLNT 300. Similarly, DG1 CLNT 100, DG1 CLNT 110, and DGNT CLNT 200, and sorry, QG1, and then PG1 CLNT 300. So total we will define 8 logical system in the first step. I hope it's clear to everyone. If any question, you can let me know. So in the first step, we will be defining logical system for each and every sender system plus each and every receiver systems. Now, after this, if someone asks us, what do you mean by logical system? Simply we can say that logical system is the combination of system name plus client number, right? But even though we have defined 8 different logical systems, or let's say from our feeder system point of view, this is our feeder system. These 4 systems are our feeder system because we need to feed data to the respective GTS system. So the logical system is representing the system name plus client number, But actually, how does system know that what is the client number of this logical system? What is the client number of this logical system? Similar for this, for this. Not for this, because we are doing configuration for the feeder system. I mean, in this ECC system. So ECC system must identify their respective logical systems. That is what we need to do in the second step. In the second step, we need to assign ECC client number to ECC logical systems. Probably you will be surprised that how the system allow, at least for this system 8800, so system can allow assigning 800 to T90 70090. Or as per our example, let's say 100 can be allowed to it can be assigned to DR1 CLNT 100. But how does system allow other clients, right? So if you go to new entries, see there is no F4. So whatever number will enter, system will accept it. And that is the reason when we are assigning this thing, we need to be cautious. That we need to understand that we are entering the correct client number. Otherwise, whatever number will enter, system will accept. So in this step, we must assign client number of EC system to the ECC logical systems. So this is the second step. Third step is very important. That is maintain RFC destination for RFC calls. What is the purpose of this step? The purpose of this step is we need to know, we means ECC system must know what is or which is my RFC destination. Because if we are creating data, let's say in this system must know that yeah, these data has to be transferred to this system. Or if you are creating any information, any data in this system, the QRM system must know that yeah, this particular data has to go to QG1 system. So in the third step, what we are going to do is we need to define all the GTS logical systems as a RFC destination. So that, let's say for DR1 100, the RFC can be GG1. For this one, it can be RFC. For this one, it can be RFC. So what is the main purpose of remote function call? The main purpose of remote function call is system can automatically log into its target system, right? It can automatically log into its target system. Example, fun example we can say, I have access of ECC and GTS both, and I just log into my system. I created one sales order. I know this sales order has to, has to be transferred to GTS system, but it doesn't mean that once I log into GTS system, then only document can be transferred. It's not like that. Whether we logged into GTS system or not, but in the background, system will automatically log into GTS system and it can send data. How does it happen? It happens if our source system can recognize its target system. So even though how does this system identify this system? I hope you all know, with the help of IP address only, correct? Just think an example. If let's say your laptop was working yesterday, today it's not working. So what we need to do? We need to approach our IT team. IT team first they will ask what is the IP address of your system, so that they can reach out to our system. They can identify our system. So in a similar way, in the third step, we need to give IP address of this target system, so that DR1 system can identify this system. Or for this, we need to give IP address of this system for this system. Similarly, for QR1, we need to give IP address target host system number of QG1. Similarly, for production, we need to give for this information. So in the third step, what we are going is we need to maintain RFC destination. I mean, we need to maintain our GTS system as a RFC destination. So how to do that? We need to perform under ABAP connection. I hope most of you know. Under ABAP connections, we will be doing this configuration. So we can go to new entries, create, and we can give some name. So same way, total here we will have 4 RFC destination, right? One is for this system, another one for this, then for this, for this. So in this system, we will be defining RFC destination. GTS system as a RFC destination. So we can give any name. Let's say for this feeder for this GTS system, DG and CLNT, we can give any name. Let's say ABCD, and then we can give IP address of GG1 here. Where we need to give, if we, so a connection type should be three always. That is a web connection. Technical setting. Under technical settings, we need to give target host, IP address, and a system number of this system. Even though we can give any name, but it's always best suggestion to use the same name as per the logical system. There is no specific reason, simply just for the identification purpose. So let's say if we are defining RFC destination for this system. For we are defining DG1 CLNT 100 as a RFC destination for DR1 system, right? So for this, let's not give some ABCD name. Instead, we can use the same name what we have defined as a logical system. So we can give like DR1 CLNT 100. So this is logical system name as well as this is RFC name. Only for the identification purpose, easily we all can identify. And then target host, IP address, and system number of DG1 system. So with the IP address, this detail, this system can identify this system, right? Let's say data has to go from here to here. So data, with the help of IP address, this system can recognize this system, and data will transfer, but it will be standing outside the door. Why? Because to go into the system, we need credentials. We need user ID and password. So even the system also has to log in. System also must know what is user ID and password for this system. So those details we need to give under logon and security. So under logon and security, we will be giving user ID and password. Which user ID? Not the user specific one. This will be the RFC user ID and password. If let's say, if we are giving our user ID and password, so since we need to establish communication only once, and it has to work for everyone. So for me, it will be working for my user ID. But when you are performing something for you, this RFC connection won't be working. It means your data cannot be transferred. So you need to enter the user ID and password manually every time whenever you want to transfer any data. And that is the reason here we are giving RFC user ID and password. So with this only, so with the help of IP address, system can recognize it's a target system. With the help of login and security, it can log into its destination system automatically. And that is the main purpose of this remote function call. So again, we have defined. So let's say this one TLN T90 CNT200 is our RFC destination for our system. This is the target host, IP address, and system number of the GTS system. And under logon and security, we need to give user ID and password status saved. Right? Once we save the password status will be the status would be saved. How do we know? How do we test whether the RFC is working properly or not? If the IP address, target host, and system number details are correctly maintained, if we click on connection test, system should not give any error. So we can check here. We can see here that there is no any error. Because if there would be error, entry will be in red. But as of now, we can see connection type SAP connection, log on 81 millisecond, transfer of 0 KB, 10 KB, blah, 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 1 millisecond. It means that system is RFC connection is working properly. Similarly, how does system know or how do we know that whatever user ID and password we have given are correct or not, right? So if we click on remote logon, it will automatically, with the help of this user ID and password, it will automatically log into its GTS system. Okay, so here it's not working. There's some technical issue. It was working earlier, but now it's not working. I need to check. But if you click on remote logon, automatically our GTS system would be logged on. And that is the way whenever ECC user is creating any transaction, whether GTS system has been logged in or not, but information can be transferred immediately to the GTS system. And that is the purpose of this remote function called destination. Any question? Okay. So here we have defined GTS system as a RFC destination. We just defined, right? So let's say in our case, we have defined T90 CLNT 200 as a RFC destination. For which system? For T90 CLNT 090. But in fact, how the system know, right? That for T90 CLNT 090, the RFC destination is how the system know? Simply here just we have maintained, right? So system, so for that we need to map each other. How, where we are mapping? We are mapping under method calls. So we need to map both the systems via this remote function called destination. So with the RFC destination only, so in fact we are using the method calls. So let's go to GTS area menu, basic settings. So we are talking about method calls. So with the help of method calls only, we will be making a relationship between both the systems. So we can see that T90 CLNT 090 is our sender system, that is the ECC system, and T90 CLNT 200 would be our target system. This is our target system. So we need to connect both the systems via RFC destination. This one, T90 CLNT 200, this is the RFC destination, the one which we have defined in the previous step. But very first time, if we configure this, this particular configuration won't be available. So it will be completely blank. So as of now, there is no connection between both the systems. Example, let's say, after removing this, if I create a sales document cannot be transferred to GTS system because the T90 CLNT 090 system doesn't, recognize our target system, that is T90 CLNT 200. So first of all, we need to map both the systems via standard BAPI destination. So what we need to do, we all know that T90 CLNT 200 is our target system. So select this, we need to click on standard BAPI destination. System is asking which is our RFC destination for BAPI calls. So the one which we have defined in the previous step, that is T90 CLNT 200. We gave the same name, right? And just save it. Now we can see this part. So with this only, the communication, we can say the connection between both the systems will be established. So that is the purpose of method call. Any question? So these four steps are enough for our RFC destination, right? If we are done with these four, settings, we can say almost everything is completed. If we are creating a document, probably it can be transferred. But we have one more important step, that is ALA distribution model view. So what is ALA? Everyone knows. It's nothing but IDOC. We are transferring data from SAP system to another SAP system. So probably you will be thinking that which data we need to transfer in the form of IDOC, right? So it is not transaction data, but yes, master data. Master data can be transferred in the form of IDOC from ECC to GTS. So the main purpose of maintaining distribution model is, so in fact, in this step, we need to maintain distribution model view. So in this model view, we need to give who is our sender system, who is our receiver system, and how these systems are connected with each other. So we have some standard method, we have some standard interface call that we need to configure between both the systems. So in fact, whenever we are creating any data, right, the data should be synchronized in SAP GTS system. So how it happens? It happens because of this LA distribution model view only. So we have already maintained this distribution model view. Where it is? Okay, this one. ECC GTS, this is the model view. Here we can see that this is our sender system, T90 70090. This is our receiver system, T90 70200, and both the systems are connected via this as an interface call. That is customs document IF synchronize IFR3. Probably I would like to mention this because in real time also we are using the same object and method name. So customs document IF is the object name and synchronize IFR3 is the method name. So the main purpose of these BAPI is just to recognize its target system. How? With the help of this object and method name. So in fact, with that only our data will be replicated into the GTS system. So let's say if you are creating a sales order will be replicated into the GTS system. In a similar way, this is also applicable to master data. So let's say if you are transferring customer master data. So we understood in last session that customer master data will be transferred to a business partner in GTS system. Correct? So how it is possible? Again, this is possible because of this method name only or object name only. If any one of them is missing, none of the data can be transferred to the GTS system, and that is the purpose of this maintaining this LA distribution model view. And with these five steps, our communication between ECC and GTS is over. Or more specifically, if I say that we have completed our RFC connection in ECC system. So what will happen when we are done with these five steps? So when we are good with these five steps, if let's say we are creating a transaction, let's say we are creating a purchase order, that purchase order can be transferred to GTS system automatically, because now ECC system know that okay, this is my destination system. Now ECC system knows that okay, this is my path, right? So by using this path, IFC path, it can recognize its target system and it can send data. And that is the purpose of this RFC, what we can say, communication in ECC. But do we not have any question? Question means we have done communication in this system. Let's say we have created sales order. Sales order we have created with one specific customer, and the customer is on denied party list, is blocked member. So if a business partner or entity who are on denied party list, we are not supposed to trade with them. Otherwise, it is a non-compliant issue. If it is a non-compliant issue, again, this will cost you the company. So if we know that yes, it's also business partners are on denied party list or sanctioned party list, means they are sanctioned by the government, we are not supposed to do business. And that is reason we are using GTS system, correct? So our ECC user, sales user has created sales order because they received one order from one of the customer located in XYZ country. So then they don't know whether to move shipment or not, whether to sell their product to so and so particular customer or not. But he's okay with all the terms conditions. So now customer can place an order, and with that order, the here user can create a sales order. Now, as per the process, the sales order will be transferred to SAP GTS system. And when it will be transferred to SAP GTS system, we will have associated customs
Don't forget to subscribe our channel and click on bell icon to update yourself with latest SAP videos.
document created. Correct? So what the main purpose of customs document? From customs document only system will pick all the partner functions. Let's say sold to party, ship to party, bill to party, and payer. And then system will compare all these business partner against the SPL list. What is SPL list? Is nothing but list of blocked members with whom trade is prohibited by law. How do we get those SPL list? We are getting those SPL list from the external parties. Companies have to purchase those lists. After purchasing it, we need to upload on SAP GTS system. So in the SAP GTS system, we already have SPL file available. And whenever we create a sales order will be transferred to GTS. In GTS, we will have associated customs document. And from this customs document, GTS system will pick a partner function. And it will compare name and address of that particular business partner with the detail given in the SPL. If, let's say, there is a match, we have set some threshold percentage, let's say 90%. If there is a match, even more than 90%, it means particular business partner is on denied party list. And if the business partner is on denied party list, we are not supposed to do business with them. So that is fine. In GTS, what system did? System blocked a particular business partner. Subsequently, it blocked the customs document in GTS. But how does ECC user know? How does ECC user know that my sales document is blocked because of GTS check? Because of what? We don't know. I mean, they don't bother. But at least they should know that document is blocked in GTS system. How does it's very difficult, right? So until unless GTS system is sending result back from GTS to ECC user cannot come to know. And let's say if ECC user or if ECC system doesn't know that this sales document is blocked, if user is trying to create an outbound delivery, system will allow. If user is trying to create a billing document, system will allow. Means we can close the document, which is again non-compliant. And that is the reason we need to have similar kind of settings in SAP GTS as well. So when we are done with the system communication in SAP GTS, then yes, the result will also be transferred from this system to this system. And since customs document is blocked, since GTS system will send result back to ECC, our sales order will also be blocked. And user will come to know that, yo, my sales document is blocked because of GTS check. If he is trying to create an outbound delivery, yes, system will not allow. Now, please understand, this is not the standard functionality. Even though if sales order is blocked due to GTS check, if we create an outbound delivery, system will allow. So what we need to do is we need to have a small kind of code change, small enhancement. So we have some standard body for, let's say, transferring sales order, and that body is /SAP/SLL/CTRL _SG0 _R3 or IFX_SAP_R3. We'll discuss. So in that standard BIP, we need to do a small enhancement. It will check the status. If status is blocked, it will not allow us to create an outbound delivery. So in fact, where we are making this enhancement under our copy control, copying requirement. In general, we are using 101, right? From sales order to delivery, copying requirement 101. So what we'll do is we'll create a new routine from 101 to, let's say, some 901. And in that, we will write this small piece of code. So once we are done with that enhancement, if our sales document is blocked due to GTS check, if user is trying to create an outbound delivery, system will not allow. System will say that your document is blocked. And that is the main thing which we need to use it. So first of all, EC system must know that our sales document is blocked. So how does system know? Until unless GTS system is sending result back from here to here. And that is the reason we need to perform similar kind of configuration in GTS system as well. So let's learn that. Now I'm going into SAP GTS. Okay, I'm into SAP GTS system now. So let's go to SPRO, SAP reference IMG. It's a bit slow today. Same system is slow today. So in GTS also, we have similar kind of configuration, exactly same. What we have performed in our ECC system. First step is define logical system. Second step is assign logical system. Third step is maintain RFC destination for RFC calls. Fourth step is maintain RFC destination for method calls. So these four steps are common, but we have two additional steps, and those two steps are very important. It's working then, why it's not working? SPRO. You all can see my screen, right? Hello, am I audible?
So,
What happened suddenly? System is also in weekend mode, seems. Yeah. So we'll go to global trade services, right? So first, this. So under this node only, we need to do all configuration related to GTS. So global trade services, then system communication, exactly similar kind of configurations. Define logical systems, assign logical system, define a group of logical systems, assign logical system to a group of logical system. So in fact, in our SAP ECC, just now we have seen we have total 5 steps. In GTS, we have total 6 steps. But the early distribution model, the fifth step of ECC is not required in GTS system. So we have two additional steps. So first, let me explain you the common one. So define logical system. So in the first step, we have defined unique name for our sender system as well as receiver system, right? So as per our example, we need to define total 8 logical systems, correct? 8 logical systems in exactly same name what we have defined in our ECC. Here also we need to do the same thing. But in our system, for this system, T90 SLNT090 is the ECC logical system, and T90 SLNT200 is the GTS logical system. Second receive is assigned logical system. So what we did in ECC? In ECC, we assigned client number of ECC to the ECC logical systems. Exactly same thing we need to perform here, but in this step, we need to assign GTS client number now to the GTS logical systems. So in as per this system, we need to assign 200 to T90 200, and that is what we have done here. But as per our example, we need to have this, assignment for all 8 systems. Correct. Once this is done, now second, third step and fourth step, these two steps are separate. These are different steps. So let me explain you in few minutes. But in the ECC, third step is maintain RFC destination for RFC calls. So in that step, what we did, we defined GTS as a RFC destination. So GTS system now the GTS system has to send result back to ECC. So GTS system should also identify its source system, right? So how does system know? How system can recognize? Again, with the help of RFC call only. But we are not performing here. For that, we need to go to GTS system. Where we need to go? We'll go to GTS area menu, same transaction code, but we need to remove R3, right? So in ECC, we have /n/SAP/SL/menu underscore legal R3 here without R3. This is GTS area menu. And then we need to go to the last section, that is system administration, system communication. And here we can see system connection. This step says maintain target system for RFC call, and this step says maintain RFC destination. Please don't get confused. This is the third step of ECC, and this is the fourth step of ECC. That is method call. Let me show you. Right, exactly same thing. But now, since we are doing this activity in the GTS system, so we are doing this activity for our feeder system, correct? So we will be defining our feeder system as a RFC destination. So the purpose we already discussed. So here we have completed that. That is T90 CLNT 090. Same naming convention we have defined as per ECC logical system. Then ABAP connection, some description, and see the target host, IP address, and the system number. These three details we need to give of our feeder system, right? Wherever we want to send result back. So this IP address and the details belongs to ECC1. Under logon and security, we need to provide user ID and credential. sorry, user ID and password. Which user ID? RFC user ID. So that again same thing. So that our GTA system now can recognize its target system. So by giving these information only, system can recognize. Again, we can check in the same way by using connection test. If system is giving any error, it means details are not correctly maintained. But if system is not giving any error like this, there won't be any issue. It means our connection part is working properly. And how to test whether credential is correct or not with the help of remote logon. If you click on remote logon, system will automatically log into its ECC system. As I shown, it is not working, so please ignore this part. But with the help of remote logon, we can test that yes, our communication, the RFC is working properly. And this is what we need to do in our ECC in GTS system. In the fourth step method call, same thing what we have done, right? In ECC, what we did, we just assigned both the logical systems with RFC destination. Here also, we need to do the same thing. Now, T90 CLNT 200 is our GTS logical system. T90 CLNT 090 is our ECC logical system. And both the systems are connected via standard BIP, the one which we have defined in the last step. That is, this is the RFC destination, T90 CLNT 090. These four are common steps as per our ECC system. Any question? Okay, I hope no question. Great. So now let me explain you the additional two steps. Very important. Please understand. The third step says now, define group of logical systems. So what is the meaning of group of logical system? In this step, we are grouping our logical systems. We are grouping our feeder systems, right? So as the name indicates, group of logical systems. So what is group? Probably we will have more than one logical systems, and we need to group them by using logical system group. But the question is, why do we need logical system group? And please understand, this is very, very important functionality of SAP GTS. Even in interview also they ask question that why logical system group is required. So we have many reasons for this. The question is, why logical system group is required? What logical system group is nothing but we can group many logical systems. But which logical system we are grouping? Please understand, we are not grouping GTS logical system in this system. In this system, we need to group feeder system only. DR1 CLNT 100, DR1 CLNT 110, QR1 CLNT 200, PR1 CLNT 300. So what we can do in the third step, we can give some name. Let's say ABCD group. Okay, ABCD group. Just we can define one name. We can go to define group of logical systems. So here we have given the name as per the logical system group as ECC group. So we can give any name, any ABCD name we can give. Okay, and then in the fourth step, again it is slow. Okay. So here we can go to new entries. We can give some name. Let's say ABCD group. Some description. Role of logical system group can be customizing or production. And then save it. So in this way, we need to define logical system group. And then why we are defining? We discussed that we need to assign all our feeder systems into this group. So in the fourth step, what we need to do is we need to assign our each and every feeder system, each and every logical system to this logical system group. So we'll go to new entries. Let's say logical system, DR1 CLNT 100 will be assigned to ECC group, the one which we have defined in the previous step. Then DR1 CLNT 110 will be assigned to ECC group. Then QR1 CLNT 200 will be assigned to ECC group. Similarly, PR1 CLNT 300 can be assigned to ECC group. That is fine. Stepwise, it is very easy. But still question remains same. Why we need to group this logical system? So let's understand. Assume in DR1 CLNT we are doing customization. Forget about that concept. Let's say here we are getting a sales order. We are getting a sales order. Sales order, we are getting a standard sales order. Document type is OR. So this OR sales order will be transferred to GTS system, DG1 CLNT 100 in this system. How does this system know that this is sales order related customs document? Why customs document? Because we know sales order will always be created as a customs document in GTS system. So how does this system know that this is OR specific customs document? Number one. Number two, we are creating an outbound delivery with this order reference with document type LF. Again, we know that outbound delivery is also created as a customs document. How does this system know that this is delivery related customs document? So system knows this based on some mapping, right? So in that mapping, what we are doing is we need to assign this document type to the GTS specific document type. In GTS also we have, respective document types. So let's say for sales order is GTS document type is ABCD. So what we need to do is if we want, so let's say ABCD is the sales order specific customs document and XYZA is the delivery related customs document type. I'm talking about GTS one. So what we need to do if we want system to create the correct customs document, we need to assign OR, right? We need to assign OR to ABCD and then we need to assign LF to XYZA, right? So by using this assignment only, once this assignment is done, then only GTS system can identify that yes, this is OR related customs document or this is LF related customs document. And again, please think the same concept. Here also we are doing the same activity. We need to create all these document types. Here also we need to do, and here also we need to do. So if we have four systems, right, and think if we have all together, we have 20 document types, including our sales order, outbound delivery, billing, right? In a similar way, purchase order, inbound delivery, material documents. Even we will have more than 20, but consider we have 20. So total, if we are assigning one by one, we need to make 80 entries, 80 number of entries, right? 24 is 80. For OR to X ABCD 1, OR to here, OR to here also, OR to here also 4. In a similar way, we need to do the same kind of, for same each and every document type, individual we need to assign. Then only we will have associated or correct custom document created. So how does it happen? Is it good practice to create? Definitely not. So how can we reduce the data? So instead of assigning them individually, why can't we group them into some specific group? So let's say we can create them as a group, GRP1. And we can assign this, document type assignment, let's say OR with ABCD under GRP1 only. Since these four systems are assigned to GRP1, automatically this assignment will be applicable to all the systems. So wherever we need to create four entries, we can achieve this mapping with just one entry. So in order to reduce our data maintenance, it's always best practice to use logical system group. But it's not a document type. In fact, GTS system in the custom document, GTS system must also identify who is sold to party, who is shipped to party, who is billed to party, who is payer, right? Similarly, system GTS system also identify which item category. Everything system must know. So think how many configurations we need to perform. So to avoid that, we are using logical system group. So this is the one reason where we need to define logical system group. Number one reason. What is number two reason? This is very interesting. This is our, or let's say, this is our GTS system. This is our EC system. We have another EC system, right? I hope you all know that as per the client, they can use multiple ECC systems. Why? Based on their business only, based on their different products only. I mean product line only. Correct. So few clients can have more than two even logical systems, more than two ECC system. Or even if you don't understand that, let's say for some of the division, for some of the country, they are on S4 system, but for some countries they are on ECC system. So again, we have two systems, feeder systems, but GTS will always be one. It doesn't mean that we can have two GTS system. Nothing. So whether we have one logical system or more than one logical system, GTS will always be one and only one. So that whenever we are catching any data can be transferred to this GTS system. So in this case, we have ECC and we have S4. So let's say here in ECC we have created one customer master, and customer master number is 100. Right. So this is customer number 100. So whenever we transfer this customer number 100 to GTS system, in GTS we will have business partner created. That will be in GTS. In GTS we need to maintain some number range, right? So based on that number only, system will create business partners. So assume business partner number is also same in GTS 100. In S4 also we can have same business partner with I mean business partner with same number 100. Yes, definitely we can have. So just think, from here when we transfer the customer master to GTS, we will have only 100 available in GTS. 100 available. But same customer number or business partner number, if you are transferring to S4 to GTS, what will happen? Will GTS system create two business partners? Not at all. Because anyway, source number is same. So simply what system will do? System will just change the data. It will update it. Simply it will overlap the data. So when we are transferring this customer with different addresses, same address will get updated for this customer number. So if this is the case, so what about this? This will be missing in GTS. What I mean to say here, that GTS system must identify that from which system we are receiving data. Or even if we are getting sales order here, GTS system must know that yes, this sales order is coming from ECC system. Or if you are getting sales order here, GTS system must identify that yes, this sales order belong to S4 system. So if we have more than one feeder system involved, we must create logical system group. We differentiate them with the help of logical system group only. So in the third step, we will be defining two different logical systems, one for ECC and the one for GTS. So what will happen whenever we'll map these, partner functions? We will be assigning partner functions into logical system group level only. And with that logical system group only, GTS system will identify that yes, this customer is coming from ECC and this customer is coming from S4. So even though if we have same number available in both the feeder systems, in GTS we will have two business partner number, 100 and 101. If we are getting any sales order for that customer, system will determine BP as a 101. If you are getting sales order for customer number 100, in GTS it will determine customer number 100. So this is the purpose of using logical system group. Anyway, let's say probably you will have again one question, that what if you don't have logical system and more than one logical system, then do you really require? Or even you are also saying I'm okay with maintaining 80 number of assignment. So if I'm okay, do you really need logical system group? Yes, we must. Why? Let's understand. Third reason. First reason we understood mapping. Second reason we understood if we have more than feeder systems. And the third reason, most important reason. So let's say we have transferred one customer number. Okay, we have transferred one customer from feeder system to GTS system. Now in GTS system, if we need to check whether customer is created or not, whether customer has been transferred or not. So as our general practice, what we do, we just check at the table level, right? So here also we can check at the table level. So what is the table? We'll go to SS16, and please remember everyone, in SAP GTS, SS16N doesn't work. So we need to use SS16 only. Okay, SS16 is not working in GTS. So let's go to SS16. So table name for business partner is slash SAPSLL
Don't forget to subscribe our channel and click on bell icon to update yourself with latest SAP videos.
slash PNTBP. This is the business. This is the table for business partners. Okay. Just observe here. This table is available under logical system group level, not logical system level. It means if we don't have logical system group created, please don't get confused. Logical system group or feeder system group, both are same. Two different name, both are same. So if you don't define logical system group or feeder system group, if let's say here external partner number, my customer number in ECC is customer number 10, which we have transferred. If we don't define logical system group, if we execute it, system will not show that this system will not be able to transfer this customer number, because the table level is maintained at the logical system group level only. And if logical system group doesn't exist, system cannot transfer our business partner in GTS. But as of now, since we have defined the ECC group, we can see this is customer number 10, external partner number, and this is business partner number in GTS 1642 and 101. So this is the purpose, this is the reason we must define logical system group. In a similar way, we have transferred one material master. Now we need to check whether custom product is there in GTS system or not. How can we check? Again, table level. The table level is, table name is slash SAP SLL slash PNTPR. Again, this also entries are available at logical system group. It means if you don't create logical system group, even system won't be able to transfer master data, material master data. And that is the reason. Now we understood three reasons, and that is the reason whether we have logical more than one feeder system or not, whether we have more document types to be assigned or not, doesn't matter, but we must define logical system group. So SAP always recommends to use logical system group. I'll show you one example. What I did not define logical system group initially, very initially, and I try to transfer one customer number, just testing purpose, that what would be system reaction. First of all, my customer didn't get transferred, so we'll discuss this in upcoming session. So let's say if we are transferring any customer, and due to some reason if customer won't be able to transfer to GTS, definitely we need to know that why my customer number has not been transferred to GTS system. So we need to check the log, and that log will also be displayed in the GTS system itself, not the ECC system. Please understand, even though particular business partner has not been transferred to GTS, but log will also be created in GTS system only, and we can check the log under GTS area menu. system administration, system monitoring, logs. This is for the product master and this is for the business partners, right? So let me show you. So my customer did not get transferred to GTS system, and I came here and I checked the log. That what is the reason? So you all can see here the reason is log of master data distribution on this date. Source system is this. No data selected from table SAP SLL slash TCOGVA. So this table TCOGVA is nothing but logical system group. Since system did not find a logical system group, it was not able to transfer the particular master. Sorry, SS16 TCOGVA. SAP SLL slash TCOGVA. See, this is logical system group only. Since logical system group doesn't exist, system won't be able to transfer our business partner or same even master data. So this is the reason SAP always recommends to use logical system group. Number one example I shown you. Now let me show you the mapping one, right? The first example where we need to assign a number of document types to the GTS document type. So we'll discuss in our further session under general settings. We need to have four objects mapping: organization unit mapping, partner structure mapping, document structure mapping. In document structure we have document type mapping as well as item category mapping. If you go to any mapping, let's say document structure, this is for the document type. If you go to the assignment, you see here we have feeder system level, which is nothing but logical system level, and this is logical system group level, feeder system group level. Since we are using logical system group, we will not be assigning at first level, but will assign at this level. Logical system group always. Similarly, when it comes to the item category, we won't be assigning at logical system level, but we will assign at logical system group level. So no need to assign at this level. Why? Because if we are assigning at the logical system level, assume if we have 20 item categories, and as per system landscape, again here also we need to have 80 assignments one by one. But if you're assigning at logical system group only, right? If you're assigning at logical system group only, we will be assigning under logical system group. So let's say our logical system group in this system is ECC group, and we have assigned all the feeder systems, right? Let's say DR1, CLNT 100, CLNT 110, QR1 and PR1. So with this assignment, document type feeder system is OR. Document type in GTS system is ABCD. ABCD is correct. Okay, we'll discuss this. So only one mapping we require. Automatically, all the systems which are assigned to this group will be applicable. This assignment will be applicable. So this is the reason we are using logical system group. Last, logical system group means we can group logical systems only. Condition: we can define or we can use or we can group logical systems of feeder system only if data objects are same in all the feeder systems. So what exactly we are doing here? We are assigning these four logical systems into this group. So data objects should be same in all the systems. Data objects means company code, let's say, should be same. Plant should be same. Even master data should be same. So if the master data are same, then only we need to group them. Otherwise, unnecessary, it will create some discrepancy. So our system won't be able to function, some of the functionality. So that is the reason if we have more than one logical system. So here we are using some different master data. Here also we are using some different master data, correct? So what will happen with that only, because of this logical system group only, we will group all the systems in ECC group, which are specific to ECC, and for this will different in different group. And accordingly, system will identify that yes, this information is coming from so and so systems. So this is the purpose of logical system group. Any question? So system communication is over. Before closing this session, let me show you one example quickly. We'll go to, sorry, no, we'll create a sales order. Document type, sales organization is this. Please understand whatever I'm showing you, it doesn't mean that when we are done with communication, this system will start to, behaving like this. It will never happen, right? Why I'm showing you? Because configurations are done, all mappings are done, and that is the reason the sales order will be able to transfer to GTS system. But I'm showing you the example of RFC. I mean the communication. This is the material order quantity one. All mappings are done. Everything is correctly maintained. Right? So let me save this. So what will happen in real time? Sales order will be transferred to GTS system, and immediately GTS system. I mean document will be checked against all these services of GTS. And see here, GTS system also sent result was back. This pop-up. What it says? It says that 20578 is the sales document number. It is checked and blocked. So this 20578 is called as a customs document. This customs document is checked and blocked. Why it is blocked? Now, if I'm a ECC user, let's say I'm from the SD team or MM team, right? So whether we are catching purchase order or sales order, I'll get the same pop-up. So I don't bother, or even I won't be knowing that what are all these things. But one thing I know that yes, my sales order is blocked due to GTS check. So as per general practice, what they do immediately they ping to GTS team, and they ask, can you please release this document? So we need to release them. That is second story. But you see here, our sales order is blocked. So if we are the GTS user, anyway, is document is created by someone else. But let's say if we are testing some scenario, so we ourselves has to create a sales order. So we have created sales order, and when we try to save it, we got this pop-up. So we can understand that embargo check is checked and blocked. Means our document is blocked due to embargo check. It means the partner country, customer country belongs to embargo country. Then SPL screening. Again, it is checked and blocked. It means that the business partner itself, their name and address is matching with the addresses given in the SPL list. Third is legal control. License is released. At least system found the license number. But still my document is blocked because of embargo and SPL. So either one service is blocked or all services blocked. Every time system will show us all three application area of compliance management. So in compliance management, you remember last session, we have embargo check, we have SPL check, and we have legal control check. Assume in your project you are creating a sales order, right? You are testing your scenario, and you are also learning GTS, right? So the first question which will come in your mind is, okay, which module, let's say which module of compliance management our client has implemented. You know everything from the SD side, but you want to learn from the GTS side. You don't have system access, but still you are creating a sales order, right, in ECC system. And definitely you are interested in knowing how many modules of compliance management our client has implemented. No need to ask anyone. Here itself we can see embargo check, SPL check, legal control check. If system is showing all these services, it means our client has implemented all three modules. Because sometimes we can get a pop-up where probably embargo check won't be there. This one line won't be there. Simply we'll have SPL and legal control check. So if embargo check is not there, it means our client has not implemented embargo check functionality, right? So how system is sending this result back after performing these services? System has sent this result back because of remote function call only, which we have done in the GTS system. And this completes our RFC destination. I mean RFC or system communication part. Any question?